Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? I'll make sure my stream is live. This is day 10 of building the AI Copilot. What's going on, everybody? Last stream got cut a little bit short, but we're gonna keep it cooking. So, again, let me make sure my stream is live, and we'll do a small test. Okay, we're live. Make sure the audio works. Again, let me make sure my stream is live. All right, we're good there. Audio is working. That's good to know. Let's see. Make sure we got everything going here, guys, and then we'll get started. Day number 10, cooking it up. Day number 10, building the AI Copilot with Mergestorm. We've been doing a lot of updates on this, on both Mergestorm and the AI Copilot. So, yep, happy. What is it? Thursday. Thursday, right? Maybe Wednesday for some of you guys. Wednesday/Thursday. We got the coffee here. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. So let's just get straight into it. We got everything here ready up. Make sure we're good, we're good, we're good. Yep. Okay, so let's get right to it. Okay. I'm gonna reduce my camera angle. So let me just start this. Actually, let me reduce the camera size a little bit more so you can see everything. All right. We have cursor open here with the prompt already ready. Let's go ahead and fire it up. So we've handled a lot of issues already that have been open. We just have one more issue that was open, so we're gonna handle it. Again, if you guys are new to this stream for the AI Copilot, this is it right here. Make sure you guys can see it. Yes. So we added this activity dashboard here. That's gonna show some stuff. So let's just show you guys the X-Copilot. It's essentially creates a curated list of threads based on your agenda. In this case, the agenda is find builders talking about shipping AI tools in public. Prefer questions I can answer helpfully. This is kind of our agenda, something that we can answer questions or give our opinion. And we have quite a few filters that we've set up for this. Specifically, we got some settings, stuff in the settings here. A max thread character, drop X articles to dupe accounts so we don't interact with the same accounts over and over. Only English threads. This is 10 threads per run, so we scout 10 threads per run, and a couple of excluded tags in case a thread gets tagged with something that we want to exclude. For example, here every thread has some tags like genuine reply on agenda. Some of them have a little bit different. So we are trying to continue to fine-tune everything here and kind of get everything working. So here we got 10 cool threads. It got 20 in the candidates. It found 5 and a 10 once it scored everything, and we got the 10 threads. So here are the 10 threads, really recent ones, 1 minute ago, 5 minutes ago. We do it based on recency. Here's an example. This one, let's check out this thread. I'm going to show you guys how it works. So this guy said, what's your read on whether KYA frameworks that are... I don't even know what KYA is, I'm not going to lie. And another issue here, as you see, it's the same guy replying to the post, but in this case, we kind of triggered this with a link. Let's see, why a link? Interesting. So this is not, I think I got it a little bit wrong. Samsung launching globally this week. EU AI Act enforcement starting August 2nd can actually close the feedback loop before the next exploit wave, or are they just compliance theater? Interesting. So are they just compliance theater? So here it says a link, but it's really an image. So it got a little bit confused when it thought that this was a link where really this is an image. So I think this is one thing we should figure out, because we need to definitely differentiate between an attached image and a straight up link, because we don't really, we want to exclude things that have links in them. We're not really interested in that, but images are fine. So that's one thing. Let's open up an issue. I'm going to take a screenshot of this, go back to my cursor window, and I'll just show. Let's go ahead and investigate this. Okay, so this post got marked like it has a link when it doesn't. It just has an image attached, which maybe seemed like a link. Can you investigate this issue? We need to properly differentiate between images / links, right? Don't change anything, just investigate. Just gonna see what it says about trying to investigate how we can differentiate a link from an image, because we do have filters for links, but this is not a link. This is an image. I mean, technically, maybe it is a link, but clearly it says photo here. So we're gonna see if we can figure this out. But let's continue on for now. This just doesn't quite fit our vibe at all. Let's continue on here. This is more with AI tools. AI is literally embedded. I think he misspelled this. Embedded with an E into his workflow. The tools he uses in Photoshop are built on generative AI and uses Adobe Firefly as its engine model. These are the tools he doesn't have to use, but chose to because of it. What are you guys talking about? It's a very long thread. Arc will celebrate Spider-Man brand new day, becoming the biggest domestic opening weekend of all time. Interesting. This is a cool art piece. The artwork shared by the Russell brothers was created by artist Boss Logic, not AI. It is. He uses AI. Since when? Since like last year. Proof, or is it just speculating? I mean, I don't really know if I want to jump into this. These guys are, seems like they're kind of arguing, and you know, we don't need to jump into things that are arguing. Let's just, and then we can also mark not interested. If you're not interested, you said not interested. These guys seem to be arguing. We do not want to enter a thread where there's negative / arq / ongoing argument. That's what I mean. We don't really want to enter a thread where they're arguing. Why? There's so many other options. So I'm just gonna mark it as not interested. And again, this is the same old thing. This one we can also mark as not interested because, well, we'll just skip this one. If you don't really want to like hard limit it, you can just do this. All right, this one is a little bit better. This is in reply to Theo. Theo is very popular. Everybody knows. Let's see. On agenda, specific topics, low bait. Okay, what does it got? Live, momentarily, the usual mix of AI. What do we talk about today? Yeah, but this is not. It has to do with his live stream, and we're gonna skip this one. It seems like it's not that easy to find. This one again, it seems like it's not even relevant. It's just, what is he? It tagged as genuine help request, genuine question. Is this really a question? These are free tools I use in generating animation. Which other free tools do you use? Please recommend for the beginners. I mean, it's not the worst. He is kind of asking a question, but it's still a little bit of just like, I mean, I guess asking a question is fine. Is he not using Grok Imagine? That's crazy. I guess I'll comment. Grok Imagine is my favorite. You can also get image generation without using up Grok Imagine usage. Grok Imagine quota, if you just run a $20 a month cursor account and use Grok 4.5 to generate images / videos. I mean, this is a nice little bit. I'm trying to help him out. The idea is, if you guys know, if you guys don't know, you can use Grok Imagine to generate videos. But obviously, if you use Grok Imagine to generate images and videos, it's gonna use up your quota. And so, if you don't want to use that quota, you can actually use Cursor. Since Grok acquired Cursor, Grok 4.5 has direct access to Grok Imagine, so it can generate images and videos or whatever you want without using up your quota. So it will still use up your Cursor Grok quota, but it's gonna be a little bit cheaper, I'm pretty sure. So in this case, so did interact. Let's go ahead and mark as interacted. It's gonna automatically fill this out. Gonna hit confirm, and now this is saved. As you can see, we have a little bit now, some stats. I like it. We're getting a little bit of stats here. As you can see, the whole point is to try and get raise this essentially. See, so we started up doing pretty good here in July. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. We're not even showing you guys the stream. I need to not forget to switch the windows. So we did add this recently with the activity, and the whole point, we're trying to make it more of like a gamified thing. So again, this is free, 100% free. You can run this locally, but despite running locally, you still want to have some sort of progress and maybe some goals. So even something like every day interact with at least one thread is a good starting point to kind of give you a streak. that's another thing I wanted to do. This is a little bit better. We have the threads, we have the dashboard activity. I would like to actually be able to hide it. Maybe it'd be nice to have like a button where I can just like close it out, because I kind of want to add a couple more things. We also want like a progress bar, maybe a streak. I think gamifying it is always a good idea because it'll get you to use it more, and the whole point is to get into a habit of using it. So meanwhile, let me look at cursor, because we did I think it did do this. As you can see, we did investigate this issue. So we had an issue where it was confusing links with images. And let me check here. Investigate only. How did it investigate this? It said, what happens on this pose? From data last scout, this guy has outbound link unset. Not an outbound link, but it's a media short link. It still ends with, okay, trash summary with a link. Though link may be promo. All right, so X attached an image. GraphQL expanded that short link to media. We recorded it as media. The post correctly survived. So we did record it as media. How differentiation works today? So we need to differentiate between links and images. Outbound equals entity/card source expanded URL is not native media. Media and bear. How it drops. Where it goes wrong. UX or triage. Build for triage sends only ID, author, text plus OP fields. It does not strip node media short links from text. Tell the model this short link is an image. So if you want to follow up, the small fix is strip/annotate media short links before triage. Yes, let's do that. Okay, please go ahead and open up a proper issue for this, and then open up a small follow-up PR to address this issue. So this is another one. We're going to go ahead and open up an issue and make a small follow-up PR to just differentiate this links from images. I think it's good to have that ironed out. It's very small focus. Speaking of PRs, let's go back to our PRs. What we have going. We do not have open PRs. I thought it did open it earlier. Let me check. It did have this. Am I tripping? It merged it already. Wow. It merged it. Oh, that was from yesterday. Never mind. That was from yesterday. We already merged that. Okay. And we're doing this investigating here. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see what we got. Ship a small. Yeah. So it's just going to ship the small PR. Let's keep going back. Let's go back to the X-Copilot here. Let's continue to dog food our product. Okay, here's another X thread. Let's see. It seems like a genuine question. Okay. The UK's AI is framing this as a responsible disclosure. We identified incident during a routine cyber violation where AI agent took sustained and sanctioned actions directed at real people and organizations. Oh my god. It came from Anthropic's Mythos 5. Mythos 5 is not ever released to the public, so who are they blaming? They should be blaming themselves, right? I mean, it's not us doing this. Mythos 5s has been closed source for the general civilians, right? So the only people to blame is the ones that have access to it, not us. All right. What is this thread talking about? Incredible. I think I should even just, because this makes sense. Like, wait a second. Mostly from one model, Mythos 5, with a small number of events from another. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Mythos 5, I'm just going to comment and say, wait a second. If this came from Mythos 5, then it came from someone with access to Mythos 5. And that's definitely not the general population. So tech is neutral. It depends whose hands it's in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to say that. Geez, I wanted to say that, like, this report, it makes Mythos look bad, but at the same time, Mythos is not available to the general population. It's only Fable, and so I don't think this is not our fault. This is somebody else's fault. So anyway, let's move on. It's a little bit better. These threads are getting a little bit better. So what about this one? Who else is grinding in a 9 to 5? Raise your hand. Want to share what you do? I work for a church. Okay. It's always stunning how people end up in this build in public scene. Yes, the learning curves since AI are awesome, so much to discover. I'm a little bit lost as to what this thread is kind of talking about. So I'm just gonna skip this one. Let's move on to this one right here. What does this one say? We're just dog fooding our product right now, so just testing a couple things. Mistake I think many agent jockeys are making is that they are hoping to produce a sellable product. What I think they're missing is that jockeying an agent means you almost never have to buy another product again. If you want it, just make it. Okay. All right, I understand this. I'm gonna actually maybe reply to this guy instead of this one. What we should be focusing on is writing and shipping software, not playing with our tools. There's another part of your workflow automating that part, but focus. Yeah, I could do that, but I'm gonna comment on this like this. I'm gonna say, yes, yes, building your own tools is the solution, but at the same time, there's no need to reinvent the wheel if there are services which offer exactly what you want. I'm just gonna bring in, for example, code review agents. Yes, you can. Yes, you can build your own review agent, but you know it won't be as good as using a third-party third-party platform which has been building and improving their code review pipeline for months. So that's the idea. The idea I'm trying to say is, right, anybody who's playing around with agents, any tool they try to find, it's always better to build your own, and I agree. But at the same time, it depends on which scale you're at. So if, let's say you're building a lot and you want a code review pipeline. Yes, you can build your own, but it's, if there's another company that's been working on the same thing for months, improving it with the latest models over and over, you're just going to be reinventing the wheel. You're going to have a subpar product. At the end of the day, you're probably going to be paying more in API credits than if you just use an optimized code review agent pipeline that's already using the best models, the cheapest models, the fastest models, and at the end of the day, it's actually going to save you money rather than cost you more money, and saving money and time. That's just what I'm trying to say with this thread, and I'm just going to throw him a follow. It seems pretty engagement, like he engages. And so again, here we go back and just click mark it as interacted. Now, another thing I would like to do is I would like to just see if I can automatically mark as interacted. Almost, we could do that, but this requires some sort of polling. You have to poll the user's account, or you have to get data every couple seconds or everything. There's no, we're not using an API where it just gives me a webhook as soon as I make a reply or something I can react to. Unfortunately, for this case, I would need to do some sort of manual polling. So for now, it's just as easy as it is, just click mark as interactive. You don't have to copy paste anything. This is already as easy as it gets. So for now, this is decent. Let's go look at our PRs. We should have one PR open right now. Yes, and it's going to be churning. There it is. We actually did improve our agents a lot, the speed. The reason, so if you guys have been using Mergestorm, for those of you guys have been using it, if you notice the speed has been a little bit slower past couple of days, the reason is one of our agents, Vortex, it uses a combination of models, right? It uses Claude, it uses Quen. Well, not Quen yet, but we're thinking about it. Thinking about how to use it, how to bring it into our pipeline. But regardless, the reason is the new DeepSeek model, which is much better in the same price. We are using this, but the problem is DeepSeek likes to do a lot of thinking. We also are adding some thinking modes to Vortex. By default, it's on high mode. You can go to max mode, or you can go to low mode. And the price won't change much. I don't think it really matters. The only thing with the higher the thinking mode, the more it's going to cost in time. Yes, it's going to cost a little bit more credits, but it's pretty negligible because of how cheap it is. The biggest issue here is the clock time, the wall clock, how long it takes to review. The thing that happens is DeepSeek will give you 100 tokens per second. That's about a good result if you go straight from DeepSeek. If you're just using DeepSeek straight up, it's going to give you right about 100 tokens per second, and which is decent. It's considered relatively fast, but the only issue is if you have a huge if it does a lot of thinking, sometimes it can think for 10,000 tokens. It can write out a whole essay. Actually, see how much faster this is? So it's a little bit faster now, about 4 minutes for a review. It's a little bit faster. It's still not as good as we want to, but this is, again, a relatively small thing. It's 8 files, a large amount of files, but it's only about 170 line diff, so it's pretty fast. So we're just going to merge this. We can also merge this through our Mergestorm dashboard. I'm going to show you this, guys, in a second. Here, Mergestorm. Here it is. Let me show you guys. This is the new Mergestorm dashboard that we're working on. This is the stacks dashboard, but it's really going to be a dashboard to show up any PR, so you can do unregistered PR as well. Let me restart this actually, because oh yeah, I forgot. We actually changed the UI a little bit. Now it's way too bright. Wow, it's gonna be blind. It's gonna blind me straight up. Wow. So we definitely need to tune down the UI a little bit darker. It's a very light. Wow, I did not realize it was this light. I did want it bright, but this is just blinding. We need, like, I feel like we're just gonna add a theme. We definitely need a theme at the very least to go dark mode, because yeah, this is blinding. Oh my gosh. So anyway, let's go back here. So here's our kind of a the reason why I wanted to do light mode rather than dark mode is because it gave me anxiety. Having this black dark screen with like barely readable textures gave me anxiety. It makes you feel like closed off and like claustrophobic almost. Now this is like, whoa, it's blinding. I need something in between. So we're gonna fix this today. It's super easy, just some color CSS changes. Just adjust it. But anyway, here it is. Here's a stack. So technically this is a stack. You can scan connected PRs if you just want to get a PR linked in here, but this is really meant for stacks. So this is a single PR, but it's opened up as an MG stack. So anyway, you can see here, Vortex is all clear, the CIs are clear. We can just land this. So what it's going to do is, in this case, it's a single PR stack. It's just going to merge this into main. As you can see, it'll just do that. You could have just also clicked merge here, but it's a little bit cleaner if you do this. You'll let Mergestorm Cyclone do this for you. So this is merged now. We can go ahead and restart. This was a very small detail that we fixed. This was just separating the links from images so we can tell the difference. And so now I'm just going to say we merged this and we merged the PR. Please go ahead and sync up with main and restart production so I can test. So I'm just going to tell it to sync up with main, restart production, because I just want to test it. And we're just going to continue to dog food our product. Let's go here, back to this. Okay, and we got Firefox. All right, let's continue with this. So we got a couple more threads to get through. What do we got here? This guy is talking about starting his first collaborative full stack project. Okay, let me actually see. I kind of wanted to work on another feature. We've already done a couple of dog foods. We have already worked on this for a little bit. We need some more threads. Let me see. We have 19 marked, 324 views, 16 sampled. So we do need to find a way to get maybe a little bit more activity or something to where we can tune it. So again, once again, you guys, the ones that are in the interacted are stored as memory, and we have the stats for them. We just did this about a couple of minutes ago, so we don't have the 1 hourly and 24-hour stats. Actually, one second. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's get back to business. All right. Oh, did my mouse die? No way. My mouse died. Okay. No mouse. Again, let me get my charger really quick. 1 sec, guys. Did my mouse really die? Yeah. It loves to die at the best time. It's like, yeah, we'll let this one charge. We can still get some work done. All right, I wanted to do some new features at least, or do some add some features. So the threads are decent. Everything looks okay. I mean, you could just pretty much the way to work it is you go to curated and you start the scouting. It's gonna scout for some new threads and you try to interact with them. It seems like it's a little bit better now. Let's check out this one, this Cloudflare thread. What is it talking about? Cloudflare launches Cloudflare wallets. Yes, that was a nice one. Cloudflare wallet launching AI. Yeah, I love it. Love to see an official wallet. They dipped their toes into crypto. So here I'm just gonna kind of reinforce. Yeah, Cloudflare. I'm really happy that Cloudflare released the Cloudflare wallets for crypto. It's nice to see a big company like Cloudflare start supporting crypto. So we can go back here. The only issue here is kind of annoying is if I forget which one I'm actually which thread I'm actually talking about, because it looks like it moved. So here, mark as interacted. Because we got a couple more threads that got curated. So again, guys, if you guys want to try this out, it's 100% free. The GitHub repo should be in the description. You can clone this locally, and just setting this up. You look at my first stream if you want on how to set it up with the X session cookies and all that stuff. Because we are not using the X API, so you don't have to pay for anything. We're just using DeepSeek API, and it's like cents on the dollar, so it's super cheap. You know, you can fund it with $5. This will probably run you for weeks. It's super cheap. And yeah, this idea is so you don't have to scroll through your For You page. Look at my For You page. I'm gonna show you. This is the issue why a lot of the products I build is because I have some sort of pain point. That here's the problem with the For You page. First of all, it's gonna show you guys that you follow. Why is it? It's gonna show you mostly guys that you follow. You know, follow. So what is it? The problem is you follow them, they follow you, right? Yeah. What else you want? I mean, you want to keep engaging with them. You can if you want to find something interesting, but really, a lot of us are trying to grow. The For You page seems like a trap. It traps you into your own little circle because it shows you mostly people you follow. So you start interacting with them, and you're like, I'm interacting with people. I'm getting views. I'm getting likes. They're interacting with me, but why am I not growing? It's because you're stuck in your same circle. You're interacting with people who are following you already. So what else can they do? Nothing else besides interact with you. There's no real way for them to help you grow. I mean, yes, maybe, but the fastest way, you want to keep expanding your circle. And the way you do this is you have to go through search, and you start searching for things, right? And that's what I mean. First of all, even with For You page, like I have to literally go out of my way and look. Okay, I'm not following this person. Okay, now let me Elon. But imagine if I respond to this. Do you think I'm gonna get any reactions or any comments? This is 1.2 thousand comments. That's what I mean. The algorithm does not. The algorithm is not in your. Doesn't give you the content that's in your best interest to help you grow your account. That's not what the algorithm does. What the algorithm does is give you content that you're likely to engage with. It gives you rage bait, engagement bait, gives you people you follow with. So it's not going to help you grow your account if you just go through the For You page, start scrolling and interacting. If you really want to grow your account, you should be using a curated feed. Like we have, the X-Copilot is curated. It looks at people that you don't follow, that don't follow you. It looks at topics you're interested in, but outside your circle. And this is a huge thing and how it helps you, how I've been kind of growing my followers. 2,500, 2,400 a couple of weeks ago. So it's been really helping out because a lot of times, it helps you expand your circle. You're interacting with people that have not seen you before, and they end up maybe following you. So every interaction has a lot more potential than if you just interact with a For You page. Okay, let's go back to this one. Again, guys, the lower the score, the better it is. The lower the score means less AI slop. Again, this one, it's okay. We mostly don't like too much of just a single thread. We usually like to jump into a thread because it's a lot more engaging that way. But this is fine too. What is it? Black Blaze launched B2 Overdrive, a storage offering aimed at a storage offering aimed at lifting AI data through and reducing vendor lock-in. The company says AI bill. I don't know what this is really. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm just gonna skip it. It seems like some sort of promotion. Let's move on. So here's another one. This one is every interview I got last month came from someone I already knew. 5 interviews, 5 warm intros. That just seems like AI slop. I'm just gonna skip this. It's really difficult. It's not as easy to find good topics, but we'll find a good one. Back after a short break. Right. This is more crypto related. I mean, he's talking about, but there's not much to engage for us. There's no, what is it? Community engagement, genuine question. What is the question? Oh, what's one thing you're shipping this week? Yeah, but these questions, that's what I'm saying. These kind of questions, I think I'm considering, I think you know what we should do? We should actually filter out genuine questions. We're not interested. So this one, our agenda says prefer questions I can answer helpfully. Let's remove that. We don't care about that. We just want fine builders talking about shipping AI tools in public. And shipping about, yeah, we need to improve our agenda a little bit. So genuine question is another one we would like to filter out. So I took a screenshot. I'm going to go back to Grok here and I'm going to say, okay, it seems that posts tagged with genuine question are mostly engagement bait and very mute posts that are boring to interact with. I did update my agenda. Maybe you can update it too. We are not interested in just engaging with a single post that asks some question. There's way too many of those and they are usually engagement/rage bait. We want interesting discussions or opinions or even discussions and opinions on AI/software engineering topics. A simple question is too boring/engagement bait. We are not interested. So what do you recommend? Let's just see what it recommends. I'm thinking the first thing, easiest thing we can do is just add, if you see here, we have a filter list, so we can actually maybe do it without any code changes. If you go to settings, we can go ahead and, yeah, supportive encouragement, genuine question. Yeah, it seems like there's a bug. It's 1 per line, but a tag can have underscore, right? Yeah. Spaces become underscores. Yeah, but it doesn't even let me do a space. So it's another bug we need to fix. Up an issue and a follow-up PR. Fix the bug where I am not able to type in space or even underscore. Settings page where I want to exclude some tags for posts. Investigate this, open an issue and a follow-up PR. So there we go. Let me see. Yeah, so the genuine question, it's yeah, I think it's very misleading. I think we're just gonna filter this out. It's gonna help us because I have noticed a lot of these posts are just like random questions, and yeah, I don't know why X promotes this kind of stuff. I mean, they don't really promote it too much, but yeah, a simple question like "What are you building today?" and stuff like this. It's very low effort, you know. We want to try to filter out stuff that's like low effort. We really want a little bit more interesting. So I'm gonna update the agenda. It's gonna do it for me. For the agenda, just update the hard-coded version to this. Just push it to main. No need for APR. Okay, so that's the agenda. We're gonna update this. Settings include optional blunt. Add community engagement to excluded tags that matches the screenshot's intent better than nuking all genuine question. Right. Only add a genuine question if you're okay losing many legit threads. Yeah, but yeah, this we're still again. It seems like it's gonna take some time to really fine tune how we want to filter out all these threads. Because even right now, I'm seeing, as you noticed, a lot of these threads I definitely don't want to interact with. Let's just keep going and see if we have anything else. So let's go back here. Yeah, this one I'm not interested. Engagement bait. Low effort question. Okay, let's just see, because we do have some good threads. I want to show you guys an example of like good stuff that I think we should. This seems just like, even just like a brief look, like I'm not reading any text. All I'm seeing a decently sized first thread, not too long, not too short, and I'm seeing a decently sized response. This already looks good. Just and then we actually look at the what they're talking about. It's talking about vibe coding concepts. When working with Cloud, I just push back constantly, especially during the planning phase. We go back and forth on architecture product decision. I spend far less time reviewing the code itself than I do challenging the plan. So I'm curious, do vibe coders just let AI rip and hope the database, schema, migration, architecture, and everything else work out? And this guy says, yes, this is what they do. They let the AI make all decisions, structure commands, and downloads onto their computer. I mean, I would like to intervene here and just say, but I'm just going to end up arguing with this guy, you understand? And I guess this is also a way of engagement farming if you make a certain comment that might trigger him. Yes, because he's talking about the AI makes all the decisions when you're vibe coding. I would like to say that sometimes if you're unsure, you can let the AI decide for itself, and then if you like what it decided, you can go on or you can challenge it. But sometimes there is benefit to letting the AI figure out, give you the options rather than going back and forth with it. And it's funny because here, especially going back and forth with architecture and product decision implementation before any code gets written, I want to say it depends on your prompts, right? I would say it depends on your prompts. I think it heavily depends on your prompts. If you tell an AI to just build me a cool website, then it will do. Then it will make tons of decisions on its own, some of which might not align with what you're looking for. On the other hand, if you ask AI to build a specific feature, a specific way, I don't see a reason why you. Well, I don't need to go back and forth with it too much. I don't need to go back and forth with it too much. Looks like there are tons of different ways to really work with AI. That's it. I'm trying to not kind of trigger anybody, but at the same time, I'm saying I think this is a skill issue. I'm not gonna say that. I could say that and trigger people maybe. Try to be nice as much as possible, but in my opinion, this is a skill issue. First of all, why do you go back and forth with it? Why do you go back and forth with architecture product decision? Why? That means in the prompt you didn't tell it exactly what it needs to do, right? Otherwise, why would you go back and forth? If you just tell it, please build this feature, yes, you're probably gonna have to go back and forth with it a bunch. But if you tell it, please build this feature, hook it up to the API and add this new table and make sure that these tests pass, I don't see a reason why you would have to go back and forth with it. And honestly, I usually don't go back and forth with it. I sometimes tell it to investigate an issue, give me some options, and then I choose an option. That's it. But I think it depends on what I'm seeing. Some vibe coders, especially from Mergestorm, you have some people that try to build some products, or guests who just log in and try to use the chat feature. I don't know. We have some people try to use the chat feature a lot to try and build some products. The chat feature is mostly meant to. Are you guys seeing that? The chat feature is not meant to build products. The chat feature is meant to review code and maybe help you out a little bit. So a lot of people do like to use this for code, and I'm seeing people just throw a prompt and say, "Build me this super cool website." Enter. And what do you think it's gonna do? Of course, it's gonna do whatever. Maybe if you use Fable 5, it might be a little bit better. But regardless, it's gonna hallucinate, and it's not gonna give you what you want. If you tell it build a Vite website, with the PM2 manager as the back end and the API and stuff like this, it's gonna be a lot cleaner, or it's not gonna go back and forth as much. Anyway, So this is, we interacted with this. Now, once we interact with it, what do? We need to click mark as interacted. Now, another annoying thing is kind of hides the thread, so I need to, another option I'm thinking, if we could actually just show the whole thread in the post here, and we can technically make the post from this website, but we want to keep it not against TOS. We want to make sure that your accounts remain safe. So the safest way to do it is, yeah, this just gives you the curation. You open it on X, and you do everything on X. So you can be legit, you're not going to have any issues with your account. It's never going to get shut down. It's never going to get marked. Otherwise, if you're doing posts from like another website and you're using like your session to do like kind of a weird workaround, I mean, there's going to be something that's going to flag you, right? So we're just trying to keep everything as clean as possible. And at the same time, this is really nice to just already skip all the stuff where you have to look through threads. This one is a little bit weird. It's like a requote. So AI acting increasingly malign. Malign? I think it means malignant, but okay. So what is it talking about? Some incident. It's talking about that incident with OpenAI. I'm not sure. Have both just posted about an overlapping cyber incident involving GPT-5 solved in minute 5 during an evaluation by UKAISI. I will quote. In the most serious case, the agent trying to insert malicious code into an open source project in an attempt to get the code approved. The agent engaged in social engineering, creating fake online identities and using them to pressure the project maintainer to approve the code. A human maintainer caught and refused to approve the malicious code. This is interesting, but there's no, I feel like there's not enough context. Interesting, but I feel there isn't enough context. Specifically, feels like the AI was just prompted to do these things. So it did what it was told. Still hard to blame the AI for this. I've never seen Opus 5 or Mythos 5 or whatever suggest to create a new account to this. I've never seen this. This seems like a human just telling AI, okay, please go ahead and do this. Go ahead and try to pressure this maintainer to do this. And the AI is going to say, okay, because you told me to do this, I'm going to make all these accounts. I don't really buy any of this. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and mark that as interacted. See if it's going to find it. Because we didn't... it's not going to find it. Okay, because why? We did not... Because we did not interact with the actual... We did interact with it. Did we not post it? Let me see. Did I not make the post? Interesting. Maybe it didn't post it. Alright, whatever. We're just gonna skip this one. Let's move on. Speaking of our PRs, let me see if our PR is done churning. Did we have one more PR open? Yes, it looks like it's done churning as well. How fast was this review? It was... how fast was this one? 2 minutes. Perfect. That's even faster. It's faster because 2 files. Anything over 6 or 7 files is going to do like double passes, so it's going to be twice as slow. But yeah, 2 minutes, really nice. All clear. We're going to merge this. Again, let's merge this through our blinding dashboard here. You can land it like this. It's going to do the same thing as merging it. It's just going to be a little bit cleaner because it does it through the MG stack. We also are upgrading our CLI later so you guys can use this. So we're merging this. Let's go ahead and restart this. This was just a small thing for the excluding setting tags. And we updated our agenda to be a little bit cleaner. So let's just go ahead and tell Cursor to sync up and restart production. Please git pull origin main so you're in sync with latest and restart production so I can test. We merged all the open PRs. All right, so Cursor is going to take care of this. Meanwhile, let's go back to dog fooding our product. So we've been interacting with it quite a bit today already. I think, how long has it been? About an hour? I think, let me see. Yep. So we've been interacting, making a couple interactions. We've added this activity dashboard. I still want to add one more thing. I want to add like a small progress bar, almost like maybe a level, or think of it almost like a streak. So I do want to add, I think this can be, maybe we can split this into like 2 columns. So the activity, maybe on widescreen, it could just be 2 columns. On the left side, we'll have this bar. And on the right side, we can have like a streak or something like this. I think it's a good idea. Let's go ahead and move that. We want to gamify it a little bit. So a lot of you guys will like to use it more and just makes things more exciting. Just at the very least, start with like a streak. Kind of like what Reddit has. Once per day, how long can you have this streak? And this is, we would like to so let me tell you, we could make this into a service, right? We get a domain, we set up Google Auth or X Auth or whatever you want. But the thing is, you would still need to manually use your session and get the session cookies set up. We could do it. We could surface the session cookie setup in the settings. So the idea is, but see, I'm not sure about TOS, right? That's what makes it a little bit weird to turn this into a real service, like a real product. I could do it. We could do it, make it free for you guys. The idea would be we would pay for the DeepSeek LLM cost. It's super cheap, but you guys would set up your own session cookie, which would, but it also gives you access to our X. I mean, it could work pretty well, but I think in the real way, it would be, we would probably need to use an API at some point, at least internally. So that's why, but regardless, until we make this into a real service, it could just be an open source project you can run yourself. But I would like to just make it a little bit more gamified. But the reason why I was saying do this as a service is because we can have ranks maybe. But this is also, we shouldn't really compare ourselves to others in this case. It's a lot easier to just make it into a small little game. So let me do that. I wanted to add this. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to add like a semi bigger feature in this case, because we're looking at doing gamification. So let's do that. Now I want you to, I'm just going to do voice chat, since I'm going to just say a bunch of stuff to it. Okay, so I would like to introduce gamification to my X-Copilot. I already have the activity dashboard. I would like to add a gamified streak, for example. Every day, if you at least interact with at least one thread and mark it as interacted, then it should do the streak. And the idea is we want to encourage users to use this once a day or every couple of days. And the idea is we want to have a streak and also maybe some sort of level system where for each interaction you gain 1 XP, and then for the interactions where you get more views or more likes, you gain additional XP. So what I want you to do is I want you to investigate all of this. I want you to scope out a proper issue and create a plan on this issue to either ship a single PR or a stack of MGPRs to handle it. Go ahead and do that now. So I just gave it a little prompt. It's just going to investigate. I told it what I want. I wanted like gamified system with just a level system with some points and a daily streak. It looks like it wants to go into plan mode. We can go into plan mode. It might just end up making a plan and then we go ahead and build it. So this seems decent. Let's just wait for it to finish here. All right, guys. Explore gamification data service. I'm thinking about the making this into a real service. Right, we've been building this for some time. Building this in public, that's fine. But at least get a domain for it. And I don't think it's going to be against TOS, because the only thing that could be some issues with like sessions from the same IP or different IPs with the same session, blah, blah, blah. But maybe it's like different IPs from the same session, if that makes sense. But I don't think it's an issue if you have the full session cookie, and that's what we were using. But it would be nice to investigate it a little further. But we could slowly turn this into a real service. But I guess if we do a real service, then we would just use API key to do that. I'm not sure. It's pretty expensive though. X API is pretty expensive. Last I used it, it was $200 a month, and even then, $200 a month gives you bare minimum access. If you want like the real one, you're supposed to pay 1,000 or 2,000, something insane. I think it's mostly for searching. If you're doing a lot of searching or something like that, it's gonna cost you, which is like kind of like what we do. But the other cool thing is, wait a second. The other cool thing, so we can separate this into searching versus, interactions. Because if you think about this, we can search with anybody's session, even my own session. So I can search threads for someone else with my session using their agenda, if that makes sense. So this is an interesting way to set this up. If you guys understand, like, the only reason I would need your like session, I wouldn't even need your session cookie. We would just have like a general session maybe, which we could use. But yeah, the API would be a lot cleaner. But the thing is, you have to pay. I'm not sure if the prices for the X API dropped. I haven't looked in a while. Actually, we can take a look at it. Are we still in Cursor? Yeah, let me just see if what's the price for X API. Yeah, it's just kind of insane, guys. It's like pay per usage, and we're gonna end up paying yeah, 0.5 cents per resource. Look at this. This is insane. Oh my, I gotta show you guys this. Look at this. Look at these prices. Okay, it's half a cent. Half a cent to read a post. 1 cent to read a user. Are you kidding me? 1 cent to read a user? Bro, we're reading like hundreds of posts. Right? So 110, 100, 50 cents for each like scout operation. It's crazy. Crazy expensive. It makes no sense. There's no way, bro. Absolutely no way I'm using XAPI. I have no idea why it's so expensive. And the thing is, that's why the session mode method is so good, because you can still do all this searching through all this reading. All of this reading, it can go to zero. It'll cost you zero, not 50 cents, not $5, not 10 cents. Because if you're using session cookies, you're just acting like a normal browsing user. Which obviously, if you use X, you don't need to pay just to search X or just to be on X. You just need an account. That's what I mean. I don't know why. I mean, guys, please reduce this or do something better. I mean, you know what I mean? This is ridiculous. There's no way. I don't think they'll ever reduce it. But yeah, the usage one, it seems a little bit better. We could try to use it and optimize it, but then you start having costs, and it's, yeah. Well, that's why we keep it like this. We just use our own session cookie. Everybody runs their own, and you're paying 0 to X. You could even pay 0 to LLM cost, but DeepSeek is already charging us like 0.01 cents for each run. It's something incredibly cheap. We could actually go even cheaper with Qwen 3.7 Flash. We're experimenting with this one. Qwen 3.7 Flash is one of the cheapest models, and we're gonna try experimenting with it, because also it seems to be kind of fast, so it's faster and cheaper. All right, we're back here. So we got the plan. Did it actually give me a plan? Don't think so. It just did some stuff. Yeah. So 2 product choices will log the delivery shape. Answering these next to the issues of plan. Okay, I need to answer some stuff. So I'm gonna keep stay in plan mode and reply, and then it's gonna actually make the plan. 2 product choices will log the delivery shape. Before I log this here, streak rules: strict daily, mark more than 1 interacted each UTC calendar day, or the streak resets. Yep, that's it. Strict daily. Okay, for 1, I want this, and for 2, I want simple 1 XP on mark later, 1 plus bonus XP if T24 has views over 50 or likes over 2, max plus 1 bonus per mark when it's scaled, plus 1 XP on mark bonus from T24 as floor, views of 100 plus likes, capped at 5 when a sample lands. I don't really know, bro. For the XP formula, let's just do scaled. It really doesn't matter, because it's like such an easy change. We just want some sort of formula. We can adjust it if we get too much or too little XP or whatever. But this is a great opportunity to just get people to use it more, including myself. You know, if I'm trying to be like, oh man, I want to keep my streak. Let me make sure I make a post today. Something like this. It's just a good way to encourage you to interact with it more. And so let's try to get a couple of more news about Google canceling its AI Studio mobile app. Ooh, this is juicy. Google canceled its AI Studio mobile app 1 day before launch, despite, man, this EM Dash. Guys, the EM Dash drives me crazy. Despite 800,000 pre-orders across 168 countries, instead of shipping it, features are folding into the main Gemini app. No timer. What app? AI Studio mobile app. Right. I don't even know what to say. Don't know what to say. I don't want to say anything bad, so I'm just not gonna say anything at all. Okay, let's keep going on. What's this here? This is started my first collaborative full stack project. Okay, he's talking about something he started. I think we already had this one. Not interested. Nothing really of substance to interact with. Just promoting his work. Yeah. So again, nothing to substance to interact with. Just promoting his work. This one is people confuse vibe coding with blind coding. Oh man, here we go with new. I've already interacted with it. So here's another thing. We got multiple threads. So this is a small thing, but we got the same thread. We're gonna go ahead and build this now, and queue up our next prompt here. So we got a thread. I need to make sure I keep switching the tabs properly, guys. We got this thread here. I already replied to it, but it still managed to pull it for some reason. Okay, we have another dedupe issue. Look at this thread. Even though I replied to a user who replied to the main OP, it surfaced another reply to the same OP yet again. For our dedupe, we want to make sure if we responded / interacted with a thread, we want to dedupe not only the comment / user we interacted with, but also every single thread / comment in that thread chain going up the ancestry. So this means the original OP post should also be deduped and never surface again, and no other replies to this post should surface again. Please scope out this issue and open up a small focused follow-up PR to address it and close this dedupe gap. Okay, we got another dedupe gap again. This one is where we just surfaced the same thread twice, even though we reacted to this. So it surfaced this thread, but it surfaced a different response to that thread. So we just need the dedupe to look at what we reacted at, look at the parent, and look at everything up the chain, which will catch this OP, and dedupe this one. So get the thread IDs for everything and make sure that we never surface this again because we already interacted with this thread chain. Small little detail, but it's nice to have, and we're gonna ship this as well. Now we're still working on this gamification stuff. It's probably gonna take a little bit of time to actually finish up. So yeah. I think it's been about an hour. Let me see how long it's been, guys. It's been, oh yeah, right about an hour, guys. So it's a nice, I think it's a good spot to kind of end it here. Just a quick recap of what we've done. We've just continued to polish up a little bit of the curation stuff. We have also updated our, I think we need to restart it, but we updated the agenda. We need to update it and restart production as well to take that to get that feature going, because it'll update the main agenda here. What else did we do? We also did a little bit better deduping, and we were gonna fix the small bug here for the filtering out different tags. So community engagement is a tag we want to filter out. Okay, it restarted because we're doing some building, so it's going to restart on its own. Right, and yeah, we did have this dashboard now working. We got a little bit of better dedupe overall. Now we got the level stuff. You see we have levels as well, a streak. So we want a daily streak. And yeah, we're just doing small polishes here. It seems like it's getting a little bit better. It's surfacing better threads. Still a couple of small issues. I'm glad we're ironing this out little by little. And right, you guys can, again, this is all open source. You can clone this repo and run this locally. Just get the X session cookie set up properly, and then everything will work fine. You can use DeepSeek LLM. You can also use any other agent or any other platform. You can use Gemini, Qwen, and Gemini is, DeepSeek is the cheapest, and it's plenty fast for what we've been doing. So yeah, this is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the stream. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. We're going to continue to build this and continue to improve. I'm going to also do a couple of small polishes overnight so we can make sure this platform looks better. I'm just mostly looking at this settings page. I think it should be a full page, and the menu can get
use a little bit of work here. And yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I'll see you guys in